Well, it's the holiday season. Christmas lights are shining in the neighborhood, hot cocoa is filling our bellies, a new year is about to begin. Well, let's get real for a second. If you are honest with yourself, you know there are management mistakes within your trucking company or areas that could be managed better. While this hasn't led to DOT violations and fines, you know it's just a matter of time. The thing is, if you don't examine your failures, nothing will change. Luckily, it's human nature to want to be better, to grow, learn, and educate ourselves so we can improve. That is why you're watching this video right now, but you just don't know where to start. Well, I'm here to answer your questions. Let's get in the loop with Luke and discuss 5 steps to find issues in your fleet before the DOT does. First, take the time to reflect. Our culture moves at a very fast pace, quick to move on and chase the next big thing. Within the trucking industry, you might be an owner-operator, hunting for the next best load and squeezing out as much drive time as possible. Or you might be a safety manager, trying to balance hiring, driver files, safety scores, driver problems, drug testing, ELD data, and more. When was the last time you paused and allowed yourself to just think, without the anxiety and stress of the job? If you are watching this right now, take a deep breath and start reflecting on what is working and is not working. For example, why are certain processes broken? Is there a better way? Why was your last job such a success, and how do we replicate that? These are just a few questions that you can start asking yourself. Let's examine a real-world scenario. When was the last time you thought about the company's drug testing program, policies, and document retention requirements? I think about it all the time. Did you know that one of the most common mistakes carriers make is not having important drug testing history and medical cards on file? This includes owner-operators who are simply not enrolled in a drug testing program. Then, each new medical exam certificate must be placed in the driver file and kept there for at least 3 years to show that the driver was medically qualified to drive at all times. For fleets, you have DOT-regulated employees and non-regulated employees. How does your drug testing policy address the difference? What marijuana laws have changed or are changing, and what testing methods are there and why are they being used? Reflecting on these questions will help you find cracks that you can start to patch up and come back into compliance. Second, be honest with yourself. No matter what situation you are facing in life right now, whether it's to better yourself by talking to a counselor or improving your company by talking to a mentor or a consultant, the first step is always honesty. Am I right, Toby? As you reflect on what is and is not working within your job duties or across the entire fleet, write these things down. Write down the parts of the job that you hate doing, the parts of the job that you know you suck at doing. Write down scheduled tasks that you keep missing or priorities that you keep pushing off to the last minute. Write down processes that are broken, or write down tasks that you would give to someone else if you could. While this may hurt your pride a bit, I bet it felt good to write these things down and get them off your chest. One of the most common mistakes carriers hate is analyzing ELD telematic data. Isn't it good enough to just meet the requirements by having an ELD? You might think so, but insurance providers disagree. Insurance providers love this data, but only if you are proactively reviewing it and improving your fleet with the data. The best practice telematics data management plan will measure the data over time to show trends and measure results. This is simply a driver scorecard for your fleet, which you can learn more about by clicking the card above. Third, ask questions. If you have taken the time to reflect and are being honest with your list of pain points, the next step is to analyze why. This is where you must ask the right questions. What is hard about each item on your list? Why are you failing here? What would make your life easier? How would you solve the problem? And do I need to ask for help? What tools are available to me? Or what tools do I have but know are not being used well? Be sure to take the time to think about each scenario, each task, and each issue. Continue being honest with yourself on why something is broken. The more you dig, continue asking more questions and don't forget to write them down. Let's use the ELD telematic data example again. Why is the tool so underutilized? Fleets are often spread out in regional or national operations with high driver turnover rates, so it can be hard for managers or drivers to be up to speed on all ELD logs and data coming in. Since ELDs are a relatively new requirement, the initial goal was to just meet the requirements and forget about it. But a fleet's back office management have been given an opportunity to better improve the vehicles and drivers' safety by looking at where drivers are making common mistakes and proactively training them before they make a bigger mistake. Fourth, research, review, and learn. As you dive down the rabbit hole, you can start researching answers to your questions or issues. Of course, sometimes the bigger mistakes happen when you don't even know what to look for in the first place. Look, I don't just write 100 articles every year just for my enjoyment. I do it for you. When it comes to fleet safety management, we recently wrote a series of articles about the importance of DOT audits. There's a long list that include, what are CSA scores? Bad scores, like differences between CSA scores, roadside, audit, and how to fix them. I wrote the best audit guide in the trucking industry. I've also written Understanding the 3 Important Trucking Tools for Hiring and Roadside Inspections. I've written Why Carriers and Drivers Need Help When Challenging Violations with the data queue process, and I've written How to Prepare for a Comprehensive FMCSA Safety Audit, and IFTA audits, what to expect and how to prepare. And lastly, I've written Why Carriers Must Go Digital to Meet Future Offsite Audit Expectations. In fact, we have a podcast episode coming where we dive into the biggest misconceptions about CSA scores and how to fix them. But why is research so important? Because the regulations are complicated. For example, one of our most popular articles is about when is it okay to have multiple DOT numbers as a company? Maybe you're looking to be acquired or merge with another company. Maybe your fleet's safety history is horrible and you want to start over with a new DOT number. Does this work? Are you making a big mistake? Check out the article linked in the bio below. And like I said, do your research. While you're on our website, be sure to use our web search tool on the top of every blog or every page to dive deeper into other questions that you might have. Lastly, number 5, don't be afraid to ask for help. In your research, you may have found that accuracy, organization, and due diligence are crucial to keeping your safety program in order and ready for an audit at a moment's notice. If you don't have a close mentor to help you, be sure to reach out to our DOT experts with a simple phone call or fill out the link in the bio below. If you're looking to hire someone to help you manage your tasks, then hire CNS. We have a safety management programs that are perfect for combining multiple services and focuses on proactive safety management, which is the mindset that will ensure your fleet safety and compliance is always in order and ahead of the FMCSA. We help you with those gaps that you have issues with. Want to find out more? You know what to do. Click the link in the bio below to learn more. And as always, stay safe out there.